Well, we'll see how this goes. My wife expressly told me I was allowed to play games, but we do kind of have company. It's a friend of kids over, so we'll see. So we are going to continue our side quest challenge. I think the only other thing I may want to open is a screenshotting tool. Go. Well, if anything good happens, that chance, we can capture that. Okay. Really, I would like to do Marsh Cave today. What is going on with my... No! Back. Yes. Load. That was odd. Okay. Really, we're doing Marsh Cave, and this is a side quest challenge, meaning everything is locked except these things, because I already did these side quests. And I think before I do Marsh Cave, I would like to grab a battle axe, because it's I kind of forgot I had it unlocked, and it's clearly significantly better than the whatever sword Cecil's using right now, the saber. That was another enemy that ran away from me. I guess I can record that. Although it's going to be hard tracking which enemies ran. I reordered the quest a little to more accurately reflect progression order, by the way. Sleepera. Oh, I can't do that yet. Oh. Well, I should do this, right? Get hold. Like, that sounds like a pretty good idea. So I'll go to the Northwest Castle before the Marsh Cave. Oh yeah, I was going to track that an enemy ran from me. So far it was, I think, a goblin, a wolf, and a buccaneer at Kaizoku. I'm playing at 50% experience gain only, because... Oh, that's funny. A fourth one. An odd eye. Because if I have full experience gain, the quests are going to become substantially less necessary to be effective in the game. So I thought it just made sense to water down my own experience purposefully. I can't imagine a saber is going to be useful for much, so... Battle axe. Oh yeah, and I fixed the thing with the leather shield. That was supposed to be the prize for one of the old man quests, which must be in here. Some of these ones are really hard. Okay. What's my... Okay, my progression is set to ship, which is good. The 4 crazy horses is how I get the leather shield. Maybe I should go do that. And then it's kind of funny, like, I can't get any of the gloves I've unlocked for the warrior. I can't imagine it's going to matter, really. I'll probably end up doing the crazy horses later. There's one that's called, what is it, Ableism Awareness or something? Is that... Now that I resorted, this is, of course, harder to find what I want to find. Ugh. Oh, that one's active. Let me mark that as in progress. A lizard, a wargwolf, a Gygus worm. Lizards are up here. You know what? I'm gonna... There's one called... Wait, I didn't finish this? I thought I did. Oh, I can't yet. That one's new. There's a couple new ones. Oh, the bat one. Goodness. There's something funny about the way my previous and next buttons work. Alright. There's one that is, quest list. I wonder what's going on here. Something's missing. Okay, I'm going to save this file. I'm going to open the file manually. And I'm not cheating. I'm just going to double check the ableism awareness, because I know that's a thing. Abandoned, because it's focus. Oh. You know, it's true. I'm never going to use the focus spell. I don't know. There's a reason to do it. I'm going to leave it open. Okay. So it's going to be there now. This one. From the time you step foot in the forest near Matoya's cave, can't use loud rattling equipment. Okay. Well, this is kind of a dumb fight, but we'd probably take as much damage running, especially since the guy missed. I don't need to track my misses anymore. I compulsively wanted to go and do that. That's funny. Alright. So we're walking from Provoca. I guess we'll fight this. Try out the new battle axe in a meaningful way. Sort of. Hey, cool. Where does the Matoya Forest start? Is this the Matoya Forest? Yeah, I think I should stop... Okay, I've beaten a Gygus worm. I should stop abandoning quests, because, like, if there's any chance I need Fokara, or if ableism awareness is a requirement for another quest, I'm going to need it, and I believe it is, so... This is an annoying fight. We defeated a Warg Wolf. I also recognize... Okay, so get rid of any loud rattling equipment. Including chain, iron, silver, or steel armor. Helmets or gauntlets. Sure. I mean, that's it, right? We got Cecil with very low armor right now, but whatever. Whoa. Overkill. Their targeting is terrible, but whatever. Auto attack does make it go faster. It's funny, because, like, we in the Final Fantasy I classic community are like, the ineffective rule is a good thing, we think. Okay. So, we have successfully done that quest. Oh, can't do that. Okay. Which means we now have access to focus, which we'll never ever use. Where are the lizards at? Are lizards the ones that show up with hill Gyguses in the Earth Cave? In the NES version, those were iguanas. I don't know the difference between a lizard and an iguana. In real life, one is a subset of the other. I know that. I'm not using anything special here. There's not really that much that would honestly accelerate this battle a whole lot. Okay, I think I should do Marsh Cave. When I do Marsh Cave, I need to watch out for slimes, gas, werewolves. Oh yeah. I don't know what else. I have to get the iron armor from the chest, I know that. I don't want to fight these guys. And I've already cast Fire on them and not defeated them, which you have to do to get Thundera. I haven't done a volume check yet, I should do that. Sounds like I'm good. I haven't done a volume. Yeah. Alright. I don't like fighting you. I got it. Could have just done auto battle there, I realize. Oh, you know, I should stop at Cornelia for a quick, inexpensive heal. Cornelia? In the original game, it was Cornelia without a corn. Now it's Cornelia. Known for its corn. There should be a side quest with the corn. Speaking of, there's a couple new side quests added. One of them showed up. One of them showed up in there. It's there's one that's related to the slow spell, and to get the slow spell, you need to. What is it? It's oh, good hit, Lock. Cool. You need to run from an inescapable fight twice and then win. And that is interesting. The only inescapable fight that is available at this point in the game is the wizards. But I don't want to go fight the wizards and attempt to run twice. Someone told me that I'm underestimating the ease of this version of the game. And I do know that the final boss has a buff. It looks like my cheap healing in Cornelia was for naught. Okay. And they said, like, the levels have been rebalanced in such a way that level 10 in this version of the game would be like level 5 in the normal version of the game. But from looking at the numbers, it doesn't look the case to me. Like, I don't know. Unless it was a radical and conscious rebalance, I don't see that happening. Like, my hit points feel high, I think. Time will tell, I suppose. No, the Battle Axe was really not that big of an upgrade. If I wanted the leather shield, I'd need to fight crazy horses. I'll probably end up doing that accidentally later anyway when I visit Meptoya. We'll see. There's nothing else I can get, right? I could get focus, but I'm never going to use it. And I don't have access to any gloves. So we're going to the Marsh Cave. Shouldn't be too bad. I think I already bought some inventory, antidotes, potions. It should be fine. Okay, here we go. I am not doing the Nullfire quest right now. This is kind of irritating. I might be going back to town. You know what? I'm gonna go back to town, so screw it. Let's just burn these guys. Okay, this is worth something. This is... So if I could find a lizard, I would have access to dark. Hopefully I don't end up cash flow negative from just wandering back, but starting off poison just is miserable. So that was only $100, eh? I can probably stop nickel and diming my inexpenses, and just to not go back more, I might grab a few extra heals, which is excessive, but whatever. So we'll wait outside. Just take your time. Ugh. Miserable. Okay. Look at my diagonal movement. What an asset that is. You don't get to do that in the NES version. Oh. How could those colossi sneak up on me? Yeah. I guess I would normally tent here, but there's no purpose in that, is there? Here it's just a matter of am I going to gain more hit points by defeating them or by running? Am I going to lose more hit points? I'm trying to minimize the negative impacts. So far, I'm not doing a good job of that. Screw it. Well, not screw it. It's going to take several turns to take down the Wargwolves. Or a Fyra spell, and I don't want to use my Fyra spells here. Okay, let's sleeping bag. One sleeping bag, everybody get in. It's funny. Okay. Okay. We can get a dagger. That's very exciting. There's an interesting quest for the Pure spell that involves going to the completely empty, useless room. Oh, that's pretty good damage. Good. Okay. Great job, team. Great job. I didn't go to the Northwest Castle. I should have. I didn't. Does not matter enough, does it? You know what? I have a feeling I'll be back here a couple of times because of quests. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Brawlers do a lot of hits for very bad damage, but they have a high chance to paralyze. They have a normal chance to paralyze, but because of their high number of hits, it ends up being a high chance to paralyze, in practical terms. Dagger! Very exciting. The big 2 damage upgrade for the least damaging character. That's a terrible sprite. Oh no. Oops, that was dumb. I accidentally auto-battled with a potion. Oh well. Should I reload? Like this isn't going well, but it's hardly the worst thing, and it's not like this is gonna be hard. You know what? Maybe this is a great opportunity for me to try that bodyguarding quest. I'm gonna attempt it, but first I'm gonna raid the treasure. Okay. There's also the iron armor. RNG is treating me a little bit kindly at the moment. Oh, you scorpions are jerks. Hooray. Okay. Didn't get poisoned. What a win. Cool. That's actually our first bit of uneven experience. That's funny. Okay, this matters, sort of. Kill a green slime and a gray ooze. One of them is spelled wrong. That's fine. Done. We now have access to the copper armlet, which is actually pretty good. And by pretty good, I mean not the armor, but it's an actual asset for this team. Okay, so for one of these quests, we have to rescue an elven child. Bring him back, the community can teach you some white magic. The child is terribly afraid of monsters, will flee back into perceived safety if every member of the party is damaged. Without a D. That's my fault. Starting from the empty room at the dead end in the first level of the Marsh Cave, return to Elfheim with at least one living party member taking no damage. I don't think we can, like, save scum our way through this. We want to do it honestly in one move. And I don't think that'll be too bad. Maybe it will be too bad. We'll have to see. It would be kind of funny if I had to, like, wait until I got the airship to do this. The dead end, I believe, is this way. I do not want to fight these idiots. In fact, we're probably going to want to run from everything. Oh. Empty room at the dead end. Is there a map button? There is. Okay. I thought there was an empty room. Maybe it's removed from this version of the game. Wasn't it in the NES version? NES Marsh Cave. Images. This is me searching. No. Okay. This was a Flaming XP puzzle, and his experience with the game is mild. He might have been referring to the room at the bottom, or he might have been referring to this. I think this makes sense. This is the dead end, right? So, I think if I can get back to Elfheim from here, with one party member taking 0 damage, we're clear. So, as long as anyone on the team takes no damage on the way back, we're good. What we want to watch out for is large groups of enemies, But preemptive strikes are always free. And I think we may as well learn the pure spell, even though I am one of the people who would normally say that is a bad spell. It's not like we have a ton of better options. Okay, Cecil has taken damage, Lena has taken damage. So if Vivi takes damage, the quest resets, basically. But if Vivi does not take damage, we're still successful. Success! Yeah. Hooray, we're at the town shop. That would have been much cheaper in Cornelia, but whatever, I'm not very smart. Okay, this time we'll make sure to go to the Northwest Castle as well. You know, this shop doesn't sell gloves, right? Not that it really matters. These, though, do matter. In fact, we're getting all three. A little boost for almost everyone. For Thiefy here, Locke, it's only an evasion boost, but you know that's still an asset. I mean, he's got the highest evasion anyway. It can help. It can help. Okay. I think I'm going to buy the Pure Spell because kind of why not? Oops, wrong shot. This is the one that's unlocked, right? Dumb spells. All really dumb. Although, the Fear spell might be an asset. I hadn't thought about it, but... Oh no, the quest where I need enemies to run away is to get Fear. That makes it even more pointless. That's incredible. Great fight. Really, really good fight. Okay. I like fighting gas in vanilla because they go down quick and easy, and they give you, I think, more than $100. And this is a nice fight in terms of profit, but in terms of keeping my hit points nice and high for the Marsh Cave, it's not so great. I'm gonna just ignore it. In Final Fantasy I, if you're not that familiar with it, you do run a lot. Western Keep, not Northwest Castle. Okay. Ugh. It's not going to be an asset anytime soon, right? They do it? Maybe I'll get it done. Nah. Wait, yeah, well, Yeah, let's do it. I'm really quite on the fence about it. We'll do this. Whatever. I think we're going to go for Nullfire. I don't mean to procrastinate the Marsh Cave, but I want to get some of the quests done. I don't know. Okay. This, I believe, yeah, this is where the forest starts. So, step in every single contiguous forest tile in the area west of Elfheim, south of Northwest Castle. Okay. Once in every tile. I wonder if spell charges go over 9 in this version of this game. Okay, we're gonna knock out the section that's over here. Wow. While we do it, we may as well look for werewolves and ghasts. So I'm just doing rows here to make sure I get them all. It's a little less apparent than in the NES version. How many of those do I have? Okay. The power of the dagger. Good spellcasting sounds. They're Final Fantasy V-y. And I mean that not because I just played Final Fantasy V, but because, like, I do believe that's the actual... Like, it's not the same waveform, but it's close. I have one more Fyra. Using it. Okay. Every contiguous forest tile. Well, these guys are a lot less scary than they used to be. The wolves, I mean. The wolves can't substantially damage the thief or the mages anymore, I think, because of the copper. Well, 8 is not insignificant, but it would need to add up a lot. You know, back at the beginning of the game, I don't know if I did this row. Back at the beginning of the game, 8 was a very scary number. I wonder when I get Blizzera. This is tedious, but not hard, so... That's fine. I don't know what's going on with the slight sparse forest over here. I think I'll touch it just to be sure. Stepping out of the forest, I'm going to say doesn't void it, because, I mean, technically it only does increase the, what, danger? Or the complexity of the amazing gameplay that you see before you. That one is clearly not contiguous. What other games would be good to do this on? Like, I'm looking for ways to play Final Fantasy 2, 4, and 6 in an interesting way. And every so often I think of one that I think will be fun. I probably should have fought that, but... kind of silly. But I mean, I could do something like this with just about any game, but it needs to have like a somewhat active community somewhere. Because I can't write a bunch of side quests for myself. Even though I am doing some side quests that were written by me, it's funny because they were written by me for someone else 6 years ago. Okay, that is every contiguous forest tile. Done. Nullifier, where is it? Could technically be an asset against Astos, I think. No blaze. It's gonna drive me crazy if I have those spells in the wrong order. I just spent $1,000 on that for no reason at all, just to be clear. If all the nulls are on the right, it's gonna just be natural. Null blaze. So this is like named wrong in the quests, right? Yeah, null blaze. I wonder why they named them that. Okay. I did defeat a werewolf. Okay, this we can do. Almost accidentally. Oh, and look for the dark status if we run into shadows. With the party's black mage leading the party, win battles with a goblin guard, a Sahagin chief, crawler ogre, and gray ooze in any order. The black mage must be in front for the battle and also land at least one physical strike. I mean, temper is a good spell when it's not bugged. But that means black mage needs to go to the front in the Marsh Cave. And that's not, in my opinion, ideal because of things like that. It's not the worst idea. But he might die. And then it would be hard to complete. Maybe, you know what I should do? I should do this on my way out. That is my plan. If everyone's healthy, when I leave this dungeon, we will begin this quest. Shadow. There are very few enemies that blind you in this game. Oh, there we go. Okay. This might be a long one, but the shadows only do 1 damage per hit. Okay, that's 1. That's 2. That's 3. Okay. And dark doesn't persist between battles in this game, thankfully, so... Oh my goodness. Isn't this fun? Yeah, the damage from shadows is pitiful. They also miss a lot. Oh. Give him his sunglasses! Give him his sunglasses! Come on. It's kind of nice having a defend command, and having a defend command with auto battle, because this would otherwise be taking a million years, give or take. Didn't expect to get that one done, but that's awesome. Oh, I have to talk to bats. You know what? I'm gonna save that. It's for the Razor anyway. I'll do it way later. Okay, that's all I've got right now. I'm actually getting close to done the available quests that I can practically do anyway. Okay. Really cool. I don't have that helmet, do I? No. I wonder if you find one here. I don't remember. Okay. I don't believe... Do these chests have treasure in them? Because these were like, you know, erroneous chests, basically, in the NES version, where the contents were in 2 places, so they showed as empty. The map shows them as full, though. I have to think that must be for a reason. No. Great. I do not like you, scorpions. As far as scorpion battles go, that was pretty good. See? Okay. Can't use it. I do generally consider the broadsword better than the battle axe, but the broadsword quest is a bit of a cumbersome one, so let's just ignore it. If I need it, I'll get it done. What I need is a good means to kill off a character. Really, the best way to do that is lava tiles. Okay. This doesn't do anything for me. These enemies are very weak. Low risk. It's fine. The worst thing they do is paralyze you. For very weak enemies, the skeletons have a reasonable offense. It does seem to me like regular enemies have gotten a buff in this version of the game. Like, I was pretty sure skeletons had like 10 hit points. Oh, they do have 10 hit points. Zombies have 20. Okay. Okay, the iron armor should be right here. Scorpions are going to be a bit less annoying with the iron armor. Poison damage is no joke in this version, is it? What? No. Don't do this to me, game. Isn't this the iron armor chest? I'm gonna look it up. Iron armor FF1. Right chest in the... Okay, so there's... I happen to have got a Google result from Gamer Corner Guides, which is fine. It says, first room of the first row, right chest in the second room of the second row, or the chest in the fourth room of the third row. So I think it must have been one of those multi-treasures like I was just talking about, and they must have replaced the dummies with things like this, that don't exist in the base game, by the way. So I guess I'll just keep looking. I'll just explore in a grid pattern, as any reasonable human would do. Right? We'll just keep going. We don't want to fight these guys. They consume my magic. I don't even remember whether they're weak against fire or lightning. But I don't want to use my fire recharges on those. No. Gonna nope this one. Got poisoned again. Okay, may as well use all my spell charges on removing poison, right? Okay, does not matter, really. Good. I'm not a coward, just it's a resource management thing. Final Fantasy I is a resource management game. And that did not really continue in the series, not after... What, 3? And that's one of the things where I say, like, that was a thing the NES version got right, that the later games are lacking. Is you don't often have to consider whether a fight is worth it. And that removes a level of tension from the game. Is this helpful at all? No. I like that we just ditched the paralyzed people. Okay. So... this one's on the easier side because these enemies can be hit by physicals. Let's do it, why not? Oh, they're also strong as hell. Holy crap. Jeez Louise. Didn't know what I was signing up for. Whoops. Oh well. Okay. Okay. Neither of those were in iron armor. I don't want to fight these. My resource management isn't going especially well this time, really. I've used up a ton of cure spells, a good few antidotes and cures. Copper armlet. Okay, well that's nothing now, because I squandered all my money on that. We're gonna need good health for the Pisco demons. as they are called. Get out of here, you bats. That map button I keep. The bottom row is the locked doors. Okay. So the wizards are here. Here we go. We got 4. Hooray. Well... Oh, that's bad. I kind of thought Fyra is better than attacking for the Black Mage. Oh my god! He got walloped. Fyra is bad against these enemies, but better than an attack. Oh, you know what? That increments my enemies who survived Fyra counter. Okay. Attack, attack. Heal. Potion. May as well. Cool. I mean, not cool, but whatever. Cool, and by that I mean not cool. Could I still get an iron armor? Oh good, it's preemptive. You know... Oh god. That was a bad fight. Alright. A bad non-fight. A bad massacre. Okay. Did they fully remove iron armor from the... I'll be angry. So, what do I do about the quest that's on screen? I've opened the chest. I think I'm allowed it. But it doesn't matter because Cecil's dead. I'm gonna move Thiefy to the start of the map, hoping that the thief's innate rate of improving our preemptive odds kicks in. Which I guess it may have there. I don't know. I got a preemptive. Apparently I have to be done, so that's cool. I'll just leave this like this, and then I'll click the stream on in a little bit. There's a situation. Okay, back soon. So here I am, picking up exactly where I left off, hopefully. Except that I don't remember where I left off, so that's cool. Is my controller gonna work? No. There we go. Okay, what are we doing? We are leaving the marsh cave is what's happening, right? Probably we want to run. I hadn't really thought it through. Yeah, I wish that didn't happen, and the reason is terrible. I don't think I can explain it because I don't understand it myself. But for some reason it was crucial that I go upstairs. It's gonna sound like I'm making up nonsense, but the reason was we have a couple friends over, and my wife, apparently with some level of desperation, needed cookies. And if that doesn't sound like a great reason, then you and I agree on something. But who doesn't like doing nice things for their family, right? I had said that if I was healthy when I was leaving, I might try to beat a crawler and a something else with the white mage in the first or black mage in the first position. But my resources are looking a little thin. I don't know. I thought I had so many potions, but it turns out not. They bought me a treat. It's a marshmallow bar. Gluten-free. Substantial. I'm gonna try ripping it in half, but it didn't work well. Now I'm very slimy. Oh man. I mean, that's great. Peanut butter. Oh. That's really nice. Good thing I don't have a headset mic right now, huh? It's tasty. It's really quite enjoyable. I think this Iron Armor quest I might need to consider done. It's either done or it's undoable. I don't know what's more fair. If this were the NES version, it would be done. It's just because they keep screwing up the game. I'm going to mark it complete. Grey oozes hit pretty hard. That was a nice treat. I'll clean this after. For now, we're all going to have to just be okay with it. Yeah, I'm not going to do this right now. Temper. I would like to have temper, but... Do I have any more Fyras? Oh my goodness. That presents a weird kind of opportunity. I don't think we have more Fyras, do we? Oh, I do. Why not? get everyone higher leveled than the fighter. I am going to make it so that the white mage dies easily. Because then once I revive her in a clinic, I believe that gives me access to the life spell, which doesn't matter yet, but will matter soon. Aw. Boy, I wish I didn't have to interrupt my stream like that. I'm gonna have to edit the two halves together. Which is fine. Just a little cumbersome. Oh no, I accidentally rested. Oh, that's stupid. What if I were to do this? Go get a shark to eat the white mage. That'd be good. That was a delightful treat I just had. Wow. What will happen? Will they actually target the white mage? You know, maybe I'll do that broadsword quest. No. There's a couple things later that require solo quests. It'd be kind of nice to do them all at once. And they'll be easier when I'm higher level anyway, so... Oh, I'm being an idiot. I accidentally left this running. Acres. Oh, they don't let me get on the ship from the side anymore. Do. Okay. Big plan here. Done. Each party member has been killed and revived in a clinic at least once. Speak to any guard in Cornelia with a character who can equip an iron shield after... Iron shield having 1 HP. 1 HP? Get the shield. There we go. Done. Iron shield. What the? What just happened? Complete. Okay, good. 4 crazy horses in a forest. I don't know about that. Okay, maybe I want to progress the game, though, because I got the crown, so I can go fight Astos. Now, this gets interesting, because there are a couple of quests. Oh my god, they're playing the drums. We're just going to be okay with that. if I say I have the key, which is a lie... Whoa, that's freaky. This one doesn't show up completely, the story is too long. But this one is, the party's white mage must be hit by a fire element spell or special attack while the black mage is alive without status effects. Both characters must survive the battle. Gives you Blazera, and I can do this against Astos. Then there is... Oh my god, why is this all freaky now? Okay, some of the stories are just too long. Defeat at least one Dark Wizard, Dark Fighter, or Astos. From the time you enter the dungeon where you are searching for this until you kill it, you must use no metallic equipment. So that's cool, but I wonder why it's displaying so badly. Anyway, Mage Staff I'm not going to get for ages, right? But this one I could. Use a bladed weapon to kill an enemy that can cast spells. Drop the weapon used to kill the enemy before another encounter. That mechanic doesn't exist, but I can act like it's dropped. I can unequip it and sell it at the earliest opportunity. And I think we're going to have to say that's good enough, unfortunately. This was all designed for the NES version and then kind of ported, and I guess I forgot about the difference in mechanics. And frankly, a lot of it is new to me in this freaky pixel remaster version. I think I might also want to just shore up on consumables, unless I'm trying to save up all the money for the Great Axe. Which could be cool, I don't know. I'm actually not that far off, but I don't think this is a comfortable number of potions. These don't matter so much, because I've got, Pure Spell now. And really nothing else to spend my level 4 white magic charges on. So let's just say that's good. Alright, this is fine. Astos. So, we are going to fight Astos with a bladed weapon, and then unequip it before another fight. And we're going to get hit by a fire elemental spell while we do it. A battle axe is a bladed weapon, right? Sure it is. I would say it has a blade. Axes have blades. Oh, we won a saber. How nice. Maybe I should throw a saber on for the fight since I have two. I can chuck one. Okay, we have a preemptive. We're running. Wait. Oh, I can't use Leather Shield yet. I need to beat horses to do that. Iron Shield I can use. Is there an Iron Shield for sale here? Let's verify that. Iron Shield. Look at that. How nice. I guess he can also use the Iron Armor, but that one's fishier. Okay. That one's fishier. Like, again, if the Iron Armor were there, it would be done, but it doesn't exist in this version. The intent behind the quest is done. So I think I have to be at peace with that. Okay. We are going to Astos, kill him with a bladed weapon, make sure we get hit by fire. I already took the battle axe off of Cecil and replaced it with a saber. because I figured if I didn't do it right when I was thinking about it, I'd forget. Because I am forgetful. We've seen that in past challenges. Sometimes when there's a rule, I forget it just because I like literally forget. All the more reason to have a little app for tracking side quests, right? Okay. Is he an S or is he a Toes? Okay. Kill Astos with a bladed weapon. And get hit by fire. Maybe I should use my Nullifier. He also uses Blazera, though. I don't have Null Ice. I don't think. Muahaha! You fooled us. I already could tell that his sprite had changed. Boy, he has a lot of dialogue. That was one box on the NES. Okay. Oh. Is there a chance of this working in this version? Because it's my favorite. Okay, can't kill him with Blazera. Maybe this will kill him. That would be unfortunate. Is it working? It worked! Cool. Well, all three of these guys have bladed weapons, so let's just do it, I guess. No effect. Ha! Dumb. Let it ride. Well, this is a glorious Astos fight. This is easier than the NES, right? Boy, he has a lot of hit points. Scimitar. I keep thinking that any one of these attacks could beat him. Okay. It ended up being Cecil who struck him down, so we need to discard the saber. Cool. And we were hit by fire. That's perfect. I wasn't even paying attention. Goodness. Cool. Okay. Get rid of the saber. Put the battle axe back on. We have to sell a saber. Because we cannot throw out a saber. Can we? Is there like some alternate way to do this? No. We'll just sell it. My audience will be at peace with that, right? Actually, I said that these quests were mostly originally written for the NES version, and while that is mostly true, it was originally actually written for Final Fantasy Restored, the well-known patch for Final Fantasy 1 that fixes most bugs, and even a couple of things that arguably aren't bugs, like things that are just kind of programming oversights that the community is well aware of, like the fact that the intelligence behavior doesn't affect anything in the gameplay. Oops. 20 undead, including a mummy and a vampire. Well, I've absolutely done 20 undead. Boy, the thief sure got quite a bit stronger. Our power level's just about to balloon. We just got access to the rune sword, I believe, so... Not to mention Blizzara. I should go grab Blizzara. Blizzara, which is more correct. I think the reason I'm pronouncing it Blizzara, and this is somewhat strange... I'm thinking about where I would have heard someone saying those things out loud, because I haven't played a Final Fantasy game where the characters say the names of the spells out loud. Like, in a couple of the games, they sometimes shout things while they cast the spells, but not the names of the spells. But you know who did? Was Masahiro Sakurai introducing Sora for Smash Bros. Ultimate. Cool. Do I have any other spells available right now? Black. Blizzard, Blizzara, Fire, Fire, Focus, which we're not going to use. Although I could. Could use it until I unlock Thunder, which might be never. Maybe that makes sense. Sleep. Okay, White Magic. Blink, Cure, Die, Heal, Invis. I think I'm skipping Invis. Life, Nullfire, Null Shock, Poisona, Protect, Silence. Yeah, I have all those. That was a really good Astos fight, eh? I got lucky there. Or maybe there's a reason that Silence works more readily in this version of the game. Oops. I don't know. Whatever. This takes 100 years. I don't think I ever fought like a full group of Sahagins without using Fyra. It ain't pretty. 3 potions, nice though. Let's not. I can get Amut. The very, very useful Amut spell. Probably more useful than Fear. I think I'm going to do that while I'm here. That shark tried to run and failed. Amusing. That's not a thing that can happen in the NES, right? Or can it? Oh, look at you. Poor guy. Wolves are supposed to be pack hunters, you fool. Okay. Now, we step in every forest tile. Dodge the annoying battles. And we're kind of hoping, although it doesn't matter very much, that we run into 4 crazy horses. Going in the forest in rows. We like walking in rows. Working in rows is just, sensible, especially for something like this. But it is funny that not everyone has that tendency. When I was introducing my kids to mowing the lawn, I was surprised to learn that I needed to say, move in rows and columns and not just in utterly random patterns everywhere. I hadn't thought that there was any possibility that someone wouldn't want to do a lawn in a neat set of rows. Hey! What do I have to do with these guys? Nothing. We are done. We're looking for a lizard, too. Green slime gassed and... The Vox spell, or Amut, Amut, whatever you would call it in the NES version. It's funny because Vox ended up appearing other places in the Final Fantasy series eventually, like it's in Final Fantasy XII. Cures Mute. There are like 2 enemies in the game that even have a chance of casting Mute, and it's not so effective that it's usually a real barrier. So basically, the spell is dumb. Really dumb. But at the same time, probably better than Fear, which has a 0% chance of being useful to me. So, okay. Like, I need to beat number 3, so I need a green slime and a gas. That kind of requires Marsh Cave. Although I guess some of them can appear in the Earth Cave, too. Maybe what I'll do is I'll get the key and I'll go to the Marsh Cave for the key treasures at the bottom. Which hurts a little bit, because that's basically never worthwhile. Maybe it will be this time. Key is nice. Key will change the way we do business. Uh-oh. My stream choke? Did my stream choke a long time ago? No. Okay, I don't know. Oh, it did choke. Well... whatever. Okay, Elven Castle. I've technically actually never been in the castle, I don't think. It's a funny layout place. Yeah. Do, do, do. And then there's a treasure you can get right here. They do this trick. This was the first time I had ever seen this thing, although I think it might have been in Dragon Warrior 1, Dragon Quest, where you walk around the apparent border of the place. Bronze gloves. Can I use bronze gloves? I think I can. Yeah. That's a treat. Not much of a treat, but a treat. And the hammer I cannot use, although there's one about dropping a piece of mithril. Oh, I never sold the saber. Oops. I have to sell one saber because Cecil hit asses with it. Hopefully it's not an issue that I couldn't do it on the spot. I unequipped it on the spot. Let's say that that's good. Okay. I'm actually getting pretty close to the money for the Great Axe. Maybe I should finish that. You know what? I'll probably do that in the course of my Mystic Key looting, so let's just leave that. Still want a lizard. Got the key. I should get the good treasure before I go to the stupid Marsh Cave. Oh, I still never healed. That's okay. Coneria is one of my stops. What's that crazy kill one? 4 consecutive battles with a different light warrior dead at the end of each. Wouldn't it be funny to do that against imps? Like, maybe that makes sense. Maybe that's the only way to do it. Kill is a level 8 spell. Like that's the XXXXX spell. So it doesn't matter a whole bunch. It's an interesting idea. If I get everybody weak enough and just let someone die every time, have them equip no armor and a good weapon, we can fight goblins and... Oh, she was already naked? Why? Oh, that's funny. Do. I did that so that Lena would die forgetting the life spell, and I never put her armor back on her for like a long time now, so that's kind of funny. There's no, besides the black belt monk, there's no like inherent defense in this game. There's inherent dodging. In fact, it's kind of funny that the thief didn't dodge anything there. While we're here, we may as well get that treasure. This is stuff you can only get to with the Mystic Key. Put it down here. Okay. Don't think I can use the mithril knife. Oh, another saber. Oh, fortuitous. An iron armor. Well, now I got an iron armor, so that counts, right? An iron armor in a chest for free! Nitro powder, sure. Okay. Did any of that stuff actually do me any good? I don't think so. So here I am, kind of hoping they're going to start taking my party down. And it doesn't happen. I mean, there are places I've seen stronger enemies, I think. Gotta kind of hope it's not the white mage that survives this one. The other two can take out these enemies no problem. Okay. Getting a little rocky here. What did I do? That's not what I meant to do. Well, that could have been worse. This is what I meant to do. Oh, crap. Okay. I mean, it's not like I have to start over or anything. Did I already make everybody nudists? Yes. Okay, good. A different light warrior dead at the end of battle. Okay, so one light warrior is dead right now. Meaning, I can go up here. I can revive the thief. I'll click the second box to indicate the thief has been dead. Revive him. Equip him. And keep him alive. Sure. Okay. Thief was dead in our first battle. First of 4 consecutive battles. So I need exactly 1 person to die here. Once it gets really close or the Black Mage goes down, which is what I'm kind of hoping for. Oh my goodness. They are not playing by my rules. Okay. Okay. Great. Okay. Fighter is dead. I can't believe this is sort of working. This is a little rough. Has to be 4 consecutive battles. Like, if I get into a battle with goblins, I'm gonna have to sit there while goblins kill them. This is probably the most controlled way to do it. Like, doing it otherwise would be really tricky. You could do it with, like, lava tiles, I guess. That wouldn't be so bad. That's allowed. That's allowed. That's allowed. Perfect. Okay. Next will be the Black Mage. The big eyes don't... Speaking of big eyes... Yeah. You don't fight deep eyes and evil eyes for quite a long time. Okay. Okay, we let Vivi die. We hope Lena lives. Okay. There's a couple spaces around Caneria that, at least on the NES version, don't cause fights. So I'm actually reasonably confident that I wasn't going to get extra encounters in there. Not entirely confident, but reasonably confident. Alright. Cap and gloves and copper. You are set. We just need you to have a couple hit points. And now we have to do the process of letting Lena die. Keeping Lena alive is not that bad. She's got Blink after all. She can make herself basically immune in a lot of encounters. Go ahead and fight, Lena. Iron armor, great against sharks. Bite the white mage. Or as I call her, the bite mage. Come on. She already looks like she's been bitten by a shark. Red triangles. There we go. There we go. Now win. And go into town. Although that's not actually part of the quest. I've already finished the quest. Done. Cool. How's my 15,000 gold doing? Really close. Okay. Alright, get our spell charges back finally, too. It's been a while. Yeah, the reason that quest said, like, each death marked with an X is meant to tie into the spell name XXXX, which is the kill spell. But naturally they couldn't call it kill back in the NES days, because kill's a bad word. I don't mean to mock that. I mostly like Nintendo's policies. And I respect other things, too. Other things that affect perceived censorship in video games. Like when they have to take the Red Cross out because it's the logo of the Red Cross, and that's an organization that does important work. And oh, I think that Lena might still be a little underdressed. Yeah, good. Yeah, we're well equipped, really, for this part in the game. This is where you would be doing the Mystic Key looting anyway, so... Okay, so... Runeblade. I can use this. Yep. That's awesome. Little boost for him, huge boost for him. We're putting it on Thiefy. Okay. We are mighty. So these guys only have 10 hit points, but their attack's actually pretty good. At least for weak early game enemies. I mean, nothing here is a threat anymore. I'm sort of just making conversation, except you don't say conversation when it's one person talking to themselves. Werebuster we cannot use yet. How come that didn't have a forced fight with gargoyles? Was that not supposed to be a spiked square? Not that I desperately wanted to fight gargoyles, but... Wow. Locke is killing it. Okay. At the start of this play session, or maybe I should say the previous one, all my experience values were even. It's funny just how chaotic it's become very quickly. Alright. Nothing there does anything in terms of quests as far as I remember. Yeah, I think I ended up getting 30 quests done in the first session. Like, it was a lot of quest completion, and not a lot of game progression. So that's probably going to gradually change as we go through things. Although, there's a lot of quests and a lot of game progression that opens up once you get the canoe. So things might just be a little plain until we canoe. Good hit. The hammer. I like the new formation designs. Like, it was very limited in the NES, and it looks good. They look like neat little crowds of enemies. And by that I mean, it used to be that large enemies took up this much room and small enemies took up this much room. You could fit 4 large enemies, 9 small enemies, or 2 large and up to 6 small in the original releases. Look at that, look at that! We got a great axe. We can't use it yet. We can't get to it. But we do qualify for it. Kind of silly, but worked out. Okay. Still looking for lizards. Never fought a lizard yet, I don't think. Have I? I would need to visit Matoya first anyway, so it doesn't complete the quest. Yeah, I never fought a lizard. I suspect it's somewhere around here, and it's probably 13. I have accidentally let my hit points get really low. I just wasn't paying much attention. Hello, Narek. Hey, Mackinaw. Cutscene magic. Someone thought the Scottish accent was a really good idea. Did they do that with characters that are supposed to sound like they're from Boston? That would be fun. There's no Boston in this game, but... that sound effect is distinctly a Final Fantasy VI rumble. Okay. I can change my progression to Canal. Opens up a couple more quests. The undead. I have fought a couple undead since then. I fought a group of 2 zombies in the Temple of Fiends. Technically, it just says kill 20 undead at any point. It's really just a matter of beating a mummy and a vampire. I'm certain I've killed 20 undead. I fought a bunch of bones, right? Bones. Whatever. We'll encounter more undead. It's no problem. This is a key door. A mystic key door. The key that is mystic. This is the helmet that we get for defeating shadows while blinded. Worm Killer. Don't get that yet. Mithril Mail. Don't have that yet. Okay. Lots of money, though. This is where I definitely would have had enough money for the Great Axe, but that's fine. Oh. There's the Dwarven Smith one. Oh, I did that. Drop a dagger, knife, and any item made from mithril or silver in the room with the Dwarf Smith. So we are going to consider, and I need your appreciation on this. We're going to consider 1 knife. Wait. Oops. Oh my. That was a flub. How'd that happen? I must have hit optimum on her. Okay, hopefully that didn't undermine the challenge. That was so not the intent. That doesn't reflect well on me, I know. Remember I said something like she had a nice hit? It turns out that's why. But, you know, that didn't change the course of those battles so much since Coneria that I think we need to stress out about the integrity of this playthrough. Apologies. Alright, we are going to consider 1 knife and the mithril hammer dropped to be able to use a mithril knife. But I'm not going to use the mithril knife until I've sold those. Because there's no other way to remove them from my inventory. So we'll just hustle over to a shop and trash those. I say trash, sell. Because that's the option I have. I do feel bad about that. That was not my intent. Okay. Selling things instead of dropping them, perhaps obviously, does kind of mean I gain money from something I shouldn't gain money from, but it's such a small amount, and I'm fighting so many battles, and I'm at half experience. Like I think there's enough little factors canceling out that it doesn't matter, and like I hope again, spirit of the challenge is the main thing any of us are concerned with. Not that anyone watching is necessarily having any concerns about what I'm doing. What I'm doing is stupid. We can all just appreciate that this is dumb. I'm gonna sell this hammer, I'm gonna sell 1 knife, and now I'm able to use a mithril knife, which I can go ahead and put on a black mage. That's a nice thing to get done, something that involves smithing. That's an interesting one. That might require giants. That's a new one. I really have to get some of these double toil and troubles done. I'd like this. But if I go get a few more pieces of silver, 5 pieces of silver, then I can get the mithril hammer. Okay, so you can use the mithril knife. Sure, that's a nice little bonus. Yes, let's all run from each other. That's a new running enemy, the red sahag, I believe. Where's the friggin' lizard? Can I just grind out lizards? Is that annoying? You know. Okay, we're gonna try and get lizards. We're also gonna try and fight an ogre and a goblin guard with the black mage in the lead. Where do lizards live? I've never met a lizard. There's a lizard. How fortuitous. Visit Matoya again. Okay. Double and toil and trouble 2. Not a requirement for the third, but the third is a requirement for the fourth. And then we can use Dark. Dark could have some utility in certain fights. I don't know. It's not often I would pick it over, you know, Emperor. Okay. This is done. Goblin Guard, Ogre, Sahagan Chief. Perfect. Maybe I should go to the little plains to the east of Elfland. And there's a lot of ogres there, but there's also some ghasts just chilling in the overworld. The other really nice thing about if I were to make a quick dip over to Crescent Lake is I could get the Mithril Sword, which is a gigantic improvement for the warrior. Oh, Sahagan Chief. Okay. So, Black Mage must be in front, land at least one physical strike on the monster, and survive. I actually don't know if he did on the Goblin Guard when I think about it, but I'm sure that's the least of my concerns. There. Survive. Oops. Oh well. Okay, Sahagan Chief. Although I do need to make sure he survives. We fought so many Goblin Guards that there is approximately a 100% chance that Vivi has hit a Goblin Guard before. Possibly since this quest began. Then again, he needed to be leading the party, but I think we met that requirement anyway. Okay, I was talking about ogres and ghasts. I don't want to do this fight. We're too delicious in this fight, and that's a problem. We are looking here for an ogre and a ghast, although you could also fight them on the way to the marsh cave. Maybe that makes more sense. I don't know what I'm doing. Let's do the marsh cave. Let's buy. I say this in the collective. Why do I always do that? I do that a lot, don't I? Whatever. Don't we? Any new spells that are interesting? Focus, dark, I never got. Fine. Vox. Very unimportant. Okay. We need a lot more heal potions, I think, if we're gonna do the... Not only the marsh cave, but the marsh cave with the black mage in the front, which is dumb. We can spend a whole wad of cash on this now because we're not saving for anything. Looking for an ogre. Why did I think I needed to fight a ghast? Was that for something else? I guess it was. A green slime, a ghast, and a werewolf. Large packs of wolf. Could you imagine if you counted every wolf that has attacked my team so far this game? We're talking we've run into like 500 wolves, most of which we've run from. Okay, we will fight them. Okay, Vivi has attacked. Green slime, ghast, werewolf. Gray ooze. Ogre. Or gray ooze crawler. Gray ooze and crawler. Easy peasy. Kind of weird that we got a preemptive on shadows, honestly. They're one of the enemies that has like an elevated chance of sneak attacks. A little bit hidden under the hood. Oh, that Dia spell might have been pretty unnecessary. Yep. Oh well. It's pretty. Crawler and Grey Ooze. Here, Crawler and Grey Ooze. Can they even show up together? I think they can. I think they both show up here. Oh, Werewolf. We needed that. Let's just all attack the first one and get them out of here fastest. We got potions. We're good. Okay, Werewolf. Oh, we did that. Okay, we had that one about defeating tons of undead. We beat that group of 5 guys, and then this group of 2 guys. We'll get there. We just are going to need to do the mummy and the vampire separate. Still looking for Crawler and Grey Ooze here. And that's the only reason the Black Mage needs to be in front. Here, Crawler, Crawler, Crawler. 4 more undead. I bet we'll win. Maybe we won't win. This is terrible. Oh my god. Okay. Crawler and Grey Ooze. I know crawlers appear on this floor. Oh my goodness. Okay. For our undead killing quest for Krylon. Okay, that's as done as that's gonna get for a while. Let's go for the key treasures, why not? You know, once we're in the lowest basement, it's gonna be all the hard fights come out at once, somebody dies. Not that crawlers are hard. This is a really nice time to have a preemptive, because we've seen Scorpion battles. They get pretty nasty. They pierce a lot of armor. Oh, how peculiar. There's actually no quest that forces me to go to the bottom of the marsh cave, which is kind of funny. It's a bit of an opportunity. Okay, here is a crawler. This is a nice opportunity to die. Take care of all the bones at once. Oh, that has a chance to work against me, but it's not going to because Vivi has already attacked that crawler. Very nice. Looking for a green slime, a ghast, and a Grey Ooze. Once I beat the Grey Ooze, I can get Vivio to the front of the party. Hey! Here we are. Oh, that wasn't very good. Oh, I have to physically attack. Oh, that didn't count. That didn't count. That didn't count. I have to... He has to physically attack the enemy. And that was a magic spell. Should we just nope out of here because it doesn't do us any good anymore? See ya, Cecil. Oh! Should I use my Phoenix down, or is that, since it's not in this version of the game, kind of a dumb idea? Oh, look at that. Oh. I don't want to fight them. Oh, I can't escape. Can't escape twice. I have not set myself up for success here. Maybe this is an opportunity for me to learn the slow spell. The Black Mage has been dead the whole time. I might want to straight up reset, but then I don't know how my quest progression works. So, because there's a few things I've checked off on the way, right? We'll just do it. Okay. That's not going to count for that. Okay. This would be a really nice time to have a blasting spell. Okay. Oh. Looks familiar. Think it's the same wolves? I used to think that when I was a kid. I was like, clearly these enemies are real entities, and they follow me around. Okay, I needed you, and you weren't here. I think I'm still looking for a green slime, too, aren't I? They made the Marsh Cave a little easier to navigate. I'm sure of it. So, like, when I choose to fight a battle when I've been running away from so many, what I'm doing is a risk evaluation thing. When I completely know that that enemy is not going to consume any resources, as in, you know, any significant possible risk to my hit points or whatever, then I'll just do it. Especially since it's often as fast to win as it is to run. I haven't shaved in a long time. Just nature of summertime for me. Consequently, I get itchy. I should probably just fix it. It's not like I'm in defense of the neckbeard or anything. Okay. Should I go back, or is that dumb? I want to get the quest done, but I have very little to gain from it, really. And I don't even remember what's in the other two Marsh Cave rooms. Where's the gas at? It's kind of stupid having Vivi at the front right now, because he's only there for the Ox. The Gray Oozes? Is that what they're called? I don't think the bottom level holds anything useful for me, so I'll just stay here for a sec. Huh. Done. Ember. That's useful. Okay. I'd really like to do the green slime one, too. I can change this now. That'll be considerably less annoying. Green slime. The ghast I can find outside. The green slime I don't think I can. Oh. Poison. Yeah, the spell levels seem to be corresponding to the old level progression of the game. Good fight. I will say time is one of the resources I measure when I talk about that resource analysis thing. And by that I mean, if it's way faster for me to click on the auto battle, yeah, I'm going to do that. I'm probably not revolutionizing anyone's approach to this game when I say things like that, but whatever. Those guys, yeah, they still have a stun chance. If I were faster on the draw, I would have got a screenshot of that, because it was kind of satisfying. Oops. Oh well. Time is a resource. I save time. I feel good about that. Right? Right. The ghouls are quite a bit more threatening than the zombies. The zombies have the 20 hit points. They're weak early game enemies. I guess both of those guys could have technically appeared as early as the Temple of Chaos. AKA the Temple of Fiends. Green slimes show up here, right? I wouldn't want to fight this if it weren't preemptive, but it is. This is getting a little repetitive here. I wonder if there's some kind of RNG loop thing that happens in the Pixel Remaster release specifically. And I say that because, do you remember the other day I was trying to encounter solo sharks? And, like, I know solo sharks are quite a common encounter in the NES version of Final Fantasy. But for ages, I did not... I don't believe I've fought a solo shark in this game yet. And when I say quite a common encounter, I mean, like, the most common thing in the seas. Does the bestiary tell me what floors an enemy appears on? Spawn area, Marsh Cave. Okay. Maybe green slimes don't appear up here. I really feel like I remembered them being here. In one of those mixed groups. If I go down a level, then I have to fight scorpions. Yeah, I had that Gamer Corner guide thing open here. And it turns out that, at least in the NES version, there was definitely a good chance of scums showing up, both in groups and in groups of mucks and groups with spiders. Like, it's funny, it feels like I'm in an RNG table. Wouldn't it be weird if they, like, among all the things they changed, if they made the RNG lookup table the same as the NES version? This feels like a grind, but I don't want it to be a grind. I just want to fight some slimes. Drink the green Kool-Aid. Ugh, levels are getting high. Maybe it's not worth it to get hold. But then again, you need to do double toil and trouble 3 to get double toil and trouble 4. Oh wait, didn't I finish 2? I did finish 2. What's this thing on about? I don't know why this list 2 is in progress. I did it. Good job, Vivi. Well, maybe that long pause will have changed the RNG table. Nope. Wow. Maybe I'm just never gonna do those. Forget it. I'm never gonna learn another spell. Kill it with fire. That's what I say when I encounter giant bugs. Are spiders bugs? They are not technically insects, but I don't think it's considered wrong to call them bugs. I should probably wrap up pretty soon. But we gotta get to Melmond, right? Maybe get a great axe. Sounds great. Or I could do the whole Crescent Lake trip, which could be, as I said before, a real asset. Well, I can do both. Like, it might be nice to talk to Dr. Oon, especially if I want to do this lycanthropy quest. But getting a mithril sword sounds nice. Let's talk to Dr. Oon. Let's see what there is in Melmond. Does Melman sell mithril swords? Like, I know they moved a couple things around, clearly, so... Whatever. Oh, you know where I didn't go is Northwest Castle. Thanks. We have access to the life spell, do we not? We do. That's a treat. But not any of the higher level black magic. And I kinda doubt if... none of these are beneficial at all. Even if we had unlocked them, which we haven't, I don't think. Is there anything here that's useful? Ooh, expensive. I mean, this is... slightly helpful, maybe. Sure. Do. Inconceivable. Okay. We have talked to Dr. Oon, defeat 10 werewolves. I don't know if we're doing that anytime soon. Let's go to Crescent Lake and buy some arbitrary silver equipment. We'll get, like, the silver stuff we actually need, or mithril stuff, which basically means the sword. But also, if we grab 5 knives, it will allow us to... Oh, that's really not that good. Okay. This one. Get the mithril hammer. Which could be nice. Unlikely to matter very much. I don't think we're ever going to be super excited for the White Mage's physical attacks, but, you know, she's going to be attacking sometimes anyway, so... This is clearly slightly inefficient targeting. Part of the reason we love the ineffective rule, right? But, I don't know. This is more of a turn your brain off scenario for me right now, so... But that time they were perfect. The Minotaur tried to run away from me. How strange. Okay. These are cool looking. That is over 1,000 experience. Which means... if I win it like this, I get silver bracelets, which is awesome. And this is the perfect place to get them. So let's see if we can fight more trolls and bulls. This is not going to be the right amount. And they could really pound the heck out of Cecil right now. Oh my god. Okay. Let's fix this situation. Clinic. I mean church. Whatever you're called. $400. I'd really like to get that done. Let's see if we can do that. The fights here are pretty lucrative anyway. I, for some reason, want to walk in the forest, but the encounters don't depend on that or anything. Oh. One of my kids sure is shouting. Here, trolls and bulls. Here we are. All we have to do is win and then talk to Erilon. So... It doesn't actually matter if everyone survives, we just have to win. Did he try to run? Okay. So, I will label this in progress. Yeah. Cool. Okay. So, very soon we will have access to silver. Oh, you buy those in Melman. Okay, do I have access to anything mithril? In terms of equipment, no. So that's nothing here. Super. Although, this might be good stuff to buy to waste at the dwarf. Yeah, I think it is. Let's buy like 5 of these. Squander big time. Okay. Weapons. I'll buy a new one of these. Oh, this would have been so much cheaper. Why didn't I do that? Oh. But I do have access to the mithril sword. Yeah. So we'll buy this. That's gonna be a big difference. And I don't have access to any level 6 magic yet. Oh, yeah. And walking through this forest was the bane of my existence back in, like, my first streamed run. If at any point a Hillgigus does 1 damage to Cecil, that's also an unlock. It's kind of one that's weird because it's very out of my control. I don't mind it as a quest. I can unlock the Coral Sword at this point by just circumnavigating the whole southern continent with a tile of coastline in view. Maybe I should do that. Maybe that makes sense as a way to get... I'm not really going to get anywhere if I circumnavigate it, aren't I? It's going to take me to exactly where I started. Let's do it. Like, I want to use auto battle, but I hate the idea that the black mage could wake up at any moment and cast Fyra on a single Sahag. Okay, there we go. That heal spell's pretty good. I'm glad I got that. I'm glad I did that, and I'm glad I got that. Okay, I just need to keep the coastline in view. This is for the quest that is called Great Barrier Reef, which is actually kind of a funny one because it was made by me and it was made this year. It was just like I was thinking of cool ideas, and I was like, that's so cool, I should do that. I wish I could tell you there was a better reason than I'm awesome, but there's not. You know what's funny about this encounter? I'm realizing? It doesn't exist in the NES version, because it can't. I don't believe there is any way for 3 large sprite enemies and 2 small enemies to exist in the NES version, Famicom version. So, like, it's made up for the Pixel Remaster. I don't like that. I find that distasteful. I'm pretty sure I'm not allowed to sleep during this. I should pull this quest up. Circling it with the ship without entering a town or dungeon outside of battle, at least one tile of coastline should be visible at all times. So, basically, I am allowed to sleep as long as I don't enter a town or dungeon. So I can't try and complete a quest like talking to Arilon in the middle of this, or that negates the quest, so... the fact that it says one tile of coastline must be visible at all times also means you have to take kind of an awkward route around the Earth Cave. So I'm going to try and do this based on intent rather than choosing a weaselly route. But I see how this could be understood differently. Boy, I don't think I'm even half done. And it's annoying. Maybe I'll just be a little more liberal with the Fyras and Blazeras. And then when I run out of spell charges, I'll use a tent that used to be called a cabin, which says it partially restores magic points. I think when we're on the ocean, anything Fyra can do, Blizzara can do better. Because the enemies here mostly resist fire. These guys don't. But I think anything that one would kill, the other would kill, basically. Or anything Fyra would kill, Blizzara would kill, and more. Is maybe a better way to say that. Boy, that treat I got was really good. Remember that treat? It might be weird to keep thinking about it, but I am a celiac disease person, and so, like, it's not often you get, like, a really nice treat from out, and so, like, I think I appreciate things like that more. It was my wife who got it, and really, it's just, like, one of those things where it's like, I should be really thankful to her for that. And I am. So fun. Who is this fresh-feeling idiot that made up this quest? I thought it was a nice idea. Maybe I wasn't thinking about the actual gameplay ramifications of fighting 100 more sea monsters. Getting the Coral Sword will be nice. There's nothing stopping me from going and grabbing it now. It's a little better than the Werebuster, both in terms of, like, the quantity of enemies affected and just general power. Do. We'll just fight these ones. They can't hurt us very much, that's for sure. So yeah, a small number of quests got added. There were some that Ness Player created on the Game FAQs board. And it was funny because he didn't write the little story blurb for them. He said, does someone else want to do it? He said, does Jay want to do it? Because Jay was talking about coming up with stories. And so it ended up that they kind of accidentally wrote them collaboratively. This is a preemptive, which makes me not want to waste a spell charge on it. As well, and again, this always seems to happen when we're walking the dogs, but I was walking dogs with my oldest son, and we were talking about quests and stuff, and so we did come up with one for one late game item, so someone else contributing there. And I think it's really neat that there's a fair variety of quest authors for this quest. For this challenge, I should say. Although this is not challenging in the least. The death I had today was just stupid. Not challenging, but, you know, interesting the way I like things to be. This is not a way most people have experienced Final Fantasy 1. Although I'll say, you know, when I was a kid, and you bought 1 or 2 games a year, because you were poor, and you, you know, you would really I don't want to say dedicated. That sounds a little more forceful than I want, but you would go deep with every game you had the privilege to own, right? Um, so like I learned a lot about this game. I naturally went multiple times through the game, raised different characters to 50 to see how they performed, learned some oddities about it, and I knew a lot about it because I also read about this game, and there wasn't a lot I could read back when I was, very young and this game had come out. Um, but the Nintendo Power Guide was, I read that a lot. Not to mention every other Nintendo Power issue that covered this, because there were a lot of questions about it by its nature. In like the Counselor's Corner section. And there was this thing where Nintendo Power released this thing called the Nintendo Power Index. And it was a way of looking up for a specific game when that game was featured in Nintendo Power. And they released different versions of it. So they did one around issue 50, and then they did an updated one around issue probably 75 or something like that. And they did them a couple more times, but I didn't follow the magazine way longer than that. So I remember you would look up Final Fantasy and you would see all the issues where Final Fantasy questions were answered, and I'd look at them. And I remember it pretty distinctly, because there was a question to Counselor's Corner. I think it was about finding and or defeating Warmech. And I remember reading it. The interesting thing about the Nintendo Power issue that brought up fighting and defeating Warmech was the player or counselor, whoever took the screenshots featured in the article, had very clearly named their characters like a bunch of swear words. Very obviously. And they'd like blurred it out with black, but you could still read it if you looked at it hard enough. I wonder if I could find an image of that. Yeah, it was funny. I don't remember what the names were. One of them was surely Ass, so I don't remember who else. Maybe we use a cabin after this. Because I'm allowed. Oh, I can't. I can't do it on the ship. Okay, let's read the text to make sure we don't make a mistake. Circumnavigate the entire southern continent, circling it with the ship without entering a town or dungeon. So I can enter a port. Outside of battle, at least one tile of coastline should be visible at all times. Visible at all times. Question mark. It's fine. Interesting what that does to their MP. It seems to give them back 2 levels of magic. For every level? It's quite weird relearning this game. Like, I got 2 heals and 2 cures. Those were gone. And my Blizzera and Fire were gone, and they have 2. So I think we've learned that what used to be called a cottage, and is now called a tent, gives you 2 levels of MP for every level. 2 charges for every spell level. Great job, team. Immaculately selected targets. That's not technically your doing, it's my doing. Do I need to drive into this little bay? Boo, Lena. There you go. We have circumnavigated the world. But not on a yellow chocobo. We can get this done. We need to purchase a longsword for the sake of doing a quest that unlocks a longsword. That's fine. It's not even that weird. That one looks like I really carefully selected the targets, but I don't know what I was thinking. Something dumb, apparently. Let's throw out another fire up. Get the job done. Okay. Grab a longsword. Yeah, it's funny the way the game progression is going to just continuously... Broadsword saber. That's fine. Gonna continually open up new quests, but it's gonna happen in like clumps. Wow, this inn is all run down. People stopped sleeping in Melmond after the undead attacked. Oh, it left the city in shambles. Is there nothing they can do? I'm just a farmer. Sada. Wonder what that means. Okay. Do we have lots of money again? Oops, I'm casting Fyra. Auto battle. If we have lots of money, I should grab silver bracelets for everyone. Not everyone, but most people. Yeah, let's do it. I haven't unlocked them yet, but I'm going to momentarily, so... Just get 3 silver bracelets. Oops. Yeah, when my son was playing Dawn of Souls recently, I like urged him, you do not need the knight's armor. And he was like, but it's better. Could not be convinced. It's better, but like, how much do you really need those 10 defense points? Plus, it does carry the evasion penalty for what it's worth, but it's so expensive. There's no way it's ever been worth it for basically anyone. Maybe even in one of those challenges where it's like, I had the vowelless knights. They were banned from using things that contain certain vowels, and I'm thinking, this was very bad. Could have been good for that, maybe. Knight's armor, IAO. So the guy who banned from using the letter E could use knight's armor, but he could also use iron armor, so I don't know. I haven't actually talked with Arilon yet in this game. I don't think so. I'm sorry, do you not have a name, young lady? Huh. Strange. That's a pretty big win. Look at that defense boost. Oh. Glorious. Glorious! Okay. You know, maybe I'll grab Focus. Have a nice full magic list. Since Thunder might be impossible to get. You know, it's awkward, because there's a couple quests that I guess I haven't got to yet that are like, you have to defeat enemies using lightning elemental attacks. I never bought Blink yet? I have Blink. Oh my god. Glad I got that. Okay, This is another encounter that I'm reasonably sure didn't exist in the Famicom or NES versions. It's quite weird, this thing where I was told you have to fight a solo shark. Like, fighting multiple sharks is harder, but I can't do it. It occurs to me that I fought trolls and minotaurs who both survived Fyra. Who else can survive Fyra around here? Did the Minotaurs survive Fyra? I think Cecil and Locke... Maybe I should verify that before I check that second box there. Because Cecil and Locke were attacking the Minotaurs because they're not fire weak. The Trolls definitely survived. Okay, so he's forging me a mithril hammer, but I need to go chuck 5 pieces of mithril out. Not remembering where I'm going. Having no luck with the slimes, even the ghasts. Like, I kinda need that. But I don't want to go to the marsh kit. Maybe I should just do this after I get the airship? It's not like it's really gonna matter. I'm gonna save it. Okay, can't do that. This is basically done. I just need to get rid of the 5 silvers. Mm-hmm. Okay, we are going to throw out 5 silver items by selling them. It was a very bad use of my money. But you know what? Squandering that money makes it more equivalent to the dropping, right? That where I wouldn't normally have that money. More equivalent, but not equivalent. So maybe that was a dumb thing to say. A solo shark. That's a dumb way to lose that challenge. Can I just beat a shark? I guess it doesn't matter. I have focus now. Okay. Have all party members try to run from an unrunnable place. Okay, I'm not going to do that right now. No. No. Later. 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 No. Can't. Unpredictable. Later. Can't really control that super well. It'll make sense to do that when I go for the slime or whatever the hell I'm doing. Plus, I don't care. The Werebuster is not good. That I'll want to do, but I don't want to do it now. This I need to do. Okay. So we're going to Provoca. I don't even have to drop them, so that's nice. I can just talk to him and I win. The longsword is not useful, but whatever. And that might happen soon. Although I would need to use a solo character, and that's a little harder. That one's a really good, really detailed Shrek reference, eh? It's a large chunk of Shrek script in there. This battle's going stupidly. Doesn't matter. I have beaten Ogre, Ogre Chief, and Hilgagus. Have I observed any of those creatures doing 90 or more damage at least once? I don't know, and I don't think so. Cool quest. Good thinking, Fresh Feeling, whoever you are. Okay. Hey, Cyrus. Okay. Okay. You know, there's not really any quests I can do that I still want to do before Earth Cave, so I think Earth Cave is on the docket. I'll go travel to Melmond, rest there. Maybe I should grab a few antidotes? You start to run into cockatrices, so gonna need some gold needles. And if I remember correctly, Melmond doesn't actually have an item shop. So have to stock up somewhere else. Does everywhere have softs in this game? Oh yeah, I didn't equip my mithril hammer. This is a great setup. I'm a little sad about missing some magic, but I'm I'm looking forward to having Fundera eventually. Eventually. You know, if I went to Crescent Lake, I could probably get that done really quick. Whatever. What I need is maybe some game progression. Things will go faster once I have the airship anyway. Don't really need that. Might want a couple of those. And these exist. And by those exist, I mean, I don't feel bad. Like buying gold needles makes sense because softs were in Final Fantasy 1. But I'm not going to buy things like Phoenix Downs because they were not in Final Fantasy 1. And the game is not balanced around their inclusion, so... Although, talking about this game's balance, the way the iterations just keep screwing around with the different parameters of the game, it's... I say balance, but it's more of like... It's like one of those old houses where it's like a little building, and then they add a wing, and then they add a wing, and then they add a wing to the first wing, and then they add a wing to the second wing. My parents had a place like that. Where it just got built on over time such that you can see the ages of the different parts, and they don't quite fit together, you know? That's where we've ended up. It's nice that they've slapped such a good coat of paint on it. Like, I do like the graphics and music, but this is such a hodgepodge. the whole game. Okay. It's funny, we're allowed to use the Great Axe, and I was really happy to get the Great Axe, but the Mithril Sword fully outdoes it. Unless there were to be some future quest that's like, use only axes or something, which would be awesome, by the way. Someone should invent that. Okay, I think I'll stop for today. I think this is a good stopping point. The next big thing that's going to happen is Earth Cave, even if there are a few other quests. There's not a ton of quests available right now. Why does this say Double Toil and Trouble 3 is in progress? It is not. Oh, it is. It's the 2 that really confuses me. Okay, so if I pick Show Complete quests, Double Toil and Trouble 2, complete. Quest list. Double and Toil, Double Toil and Trouble, God. 2, complete. Okay. So these are the quests that are like available now, more or less. Some of them can't be completed right now. And unavailable means they're, like, later in the game. Ruby opens up, like, 1 or 2 things that are related to Sarda, and then Canoe opens up a lot, because there's so many destinations you can get to. And naturally, Airship, too. Okay, we're at Canal. So I will save this. And that is our quest status for now. Cool. And I think I took a screenshot, yeah. I think we're good. I think this is it for today. Thank you for joining me. Gonna have to hodgepodge some videos together for this hodgepodge game. Whatever. Okay. Thank you for your quests. Ow.